There is a depth in the ocean where familiar shapes begin to fail, where bodies stretch into proportions that feel wrong, where eyes grow too large or vanish entirely, where mouths open wider than reason allows. This is not a place built for comfort. It is a place built for survival at any cost. As we descend into the deep ocean, the creatures we encounter don't just change, they become unsettling, alien, almost unreal. And the deeper we go, the more one question begins to surface. Why does life start to look like a nightmare the farther it gets from the sun? From above, the ocean feels alive and welcoming. Sunlight pours into the water, lighting up reefs and schools of fish in motion. Color thrives here. Movement is constant. Life looks balanced, almost familiar. But this comfort is an illusion, because the surface ocean is only a thin skin. Beneath it lies the largest living space on Earth, and one of the least understood. As we begin our descent, light fades quickly. Reds disappear first, then oranges, then yellows. Within minutes, the ocean sheds its color and becomes blue, then darker still. This is the first extreme condition of the deep, the loss of light, and already life begins to respond. Fish near this zone grow larger eyes. Their bodies become more streamlined. They move less, conserving energy. But this is only the threshold. Scientists still don't know exactly when, during evolution, vision stopped being about color and started becoming a tool for survival alone. What we do know is this: the deeper you go, the less the ocean resembles Earth and the more it resembles space. Around 200 to 1,000 meters down, the ocean enters permanent dusk. This is the twilight zone, a place with just enough light to cast shadows, but never enough to see clearly. Here, creatures begin to look distorted. Eyes grow massive, like black mirrors, capturing the faintest traces of light. Some animals develop tubular eyes, pointed upward, scanning for silhouettes above. Others evolve transparent bodies, nearly invisible in the dim blue haze. This raises a larger question. Why do deep-sea animals so often look unfinished? The answer seems to lie in efficiency. In low light, decoration is useless. Color is wasted. Anything that doesn't help you eat or avoid being eaten disappears. Evolution becomes ruthless. But the twilight zone introduces another extreme condition: daily vertical migration. Every night, billions of animals rise towards the surface to feed, then sink back into darkness by day. It's the largest migration on the planet, one we almost never see. What drives this mass movement? How do creatures navigate these vast distances in near darkness? Scientists still don't fully understand how these animals coordinate such precise movements, especially without landmarks or light. And below this zone, the rules change again. At around 1,000 meters, sunlight vanishes completely. This is the midnight zone. No day, no night, only darkness. And here, deep-sea creatures begin to look truly unsettling. Bodies stretch longer. Skin becomes pale or pitch black. Muscles soften. Bones thin. Many animals look fragile, almost broken. But this isn't weakness. At these depths, pressure is immense. Every square inch of body is squeezed by the weight of the ocean above. Rigid structures crack. Air-filled spaces collapse. Flexibility becomes survival. Fish here often look gelatinous, with drooping faces and loose skin. Their bodies rely on water pressure itself to hold shape. Remove them from the deep and they fall apart. This explains why so many deep-sea creatures look monstrous in photographs. We're seeing them outside the only environment where they make sense. Still, one feature becomes increasingly hard to ignore: the mouths. Food is rare in the deep ocean. Nothing grows here. No plants, no sunlight. Most life survives on scraps, dead organisms drifting down from above like underwater snow. Scientists call this marine snow. It sounds gentle, but it's barely enough to survive on. So, deep-sea creatures adapt in extreme ways. Mouths stretch wider than bodies. Jaws unhinge. Teeth curve inward like traps, ensuring prey can't escape. Some fish swallow animals larger than themselves, because missing a meal might mean starving for months or years. Others grow permanent fangs that never retract. There's no energy to waste on elegance or safety. This raises an unsettling mystery. Why does hunger produce such exaggerated, almost grotesque forms? The answer may be simple and disturbing. In a world of constant scarcity, evolution rewards extremes. Anything that increases the chance of a single successful meal survives. Balance is optional. Survival is not. And as we go deeper, hunger becomes only one of the many pressures shaping life. In the absolute darkness of the deep, something impossible happens. Light returns. Cold blues, soft greens, sudden flashes in the black. This is bioluminescence, the ability to produce light using chemical reactions inside the body. And in the deep sea, it's everywhere. Some creatures glow to lure prey, dangling light in front of their mouths like bait. Others flash to confuse predators. Some
glow from below to erase their silhouettes, hiding from enemies beneath them. Light here is not about seeing, it's about lying. This introduces a strange paradox. In a world without sunlight, vision becomes more important and less reliable than ever. Eyes adapt again. Some species grow enormous eyes to catch faint glimmers. Others abandon eyes entirely, relying on vibration, pressure, or electrical signals instead. Scientists still don't know how many deep-sea creatures perceive their world without sight, or what that world feels like to them. What we've discovered only deepens the mystery, because if light can't be trusted, what does reality even look like down here?
By now, we are thousands of meters below the surface. The pressure here is crushing, enough to implode submarines and shatter seal. And yet, life persists. But it does so by abandoning familiar shapes. Fish lose muscle mass. Bodies become soft, loose, and oddly shaped. Some animals appear flattened. Others look stretched like they're melting into the water. This isn't decay, it's design. Pressure squeezes life into forms that would never survive above. Evolution doesn't aim for beauty, it aims for function. Still, one question remains unanswered. Why do some deep-sea animals look exaggerated, almost cartoonish? Gigantic heads, tiny bodies, eyes that dominate the face. Some scientists believe isolation plays a role. In the deep ocean, populations are scattered and separated for millions of years. Small changes compound, extremes become normal. Evolution, when left alone long enough, doesn't just optimize, it experiments. And nowhere is this more evident than on the ocean floor. At last, we reach the bottom. The seafloor is cold, near freezing. The pressure is at its peak. Food is scarce. Movement is slow. And yet, life gathers here. Sea cucumbers crawl across the mud, recycling decay. Worms build delicate towers from sand and mucus. Pale crustaceans scuttle like ghosts. But the strangest life here doesn't rely on falling food at all. Near cracks in Earth's crust, something extraordinary happens. Hydrothermal vents tear open the seafloor, releasing superheated water filled with toxic chemicals. Temperatures soar, minerals pour out, and around these vents, ecosystems explode. Giant tube worms, longer than humans, grow without mouths or stomachs. Instead, they house bacteria inside their bodies. These bacteria convert chemicals into energy through a process called chemosynthesis. Life powered not by the sun, but by the planet itself. This discovery changed everything. It suggested that life could exist in places we never imagined, beneath icy moons, deep underground, or on distant worlds. But it also raised unsettling questions. If life can thrive here, how many other ecosystems exist in the deep, completely unknown? More than 80% of the ocean remains unexplored. What we found so far may only be the beginning. Down here, change happens slowly. No seasons, no storms, no sunlight, just pressure, darkness, and time. Some species may remain unchanged for millions of years. Others evolve in directions we don't understand, shaped by conditions humans never experience. This isolation creates creatures that feel disconnected from the rest of life on Earth, as if they belong to a different evolutionary story, and in many ways, they do. The deep ocean is Earth's largest habitat, and also its most alien. As we ascend back toward the surface, light slowly returns, color comes back, familiar shapes reappear, but the deep remains below us, a vast, living darkness filled with creatures shaped by hunger, pressure, and time. They aren't monsters, they're reminders that life doesn't exist to comfort us, that evolution doesn't care about beauty, and that most of our planet lies beyond our understanding. The deeper you go, the creepier life becomes, not because it's wrong, but because it's honest. And as long as the deep ocean remains unexplored, it will continue to challenge what we think life is supposed to look like, waiting in the dark.